Hey guys, let's talk a little bit about Hbar, good old Hedera today. And all I want this to be is, I guess, a little bit of a shilling video, I suppose, of I'll say these seven approximately things I'm very bullish about Hbar on. Now, to be completely straight with you guys, there is a lot more than seven things I'm very bullish on about Hbar, right? Truly am. And if you have been invested in or studying HBAR for more than 6 months, definitely past that, I'm sure you can name a lot more too. I wanted to make this video less than 5 hours long. And I'm not really being sarcastic, right? Like HBAR is one of the best crypto out there. Between get to it in a few moments actually, but between what the CEOs do, what their governing council is, how they have their toes dipped in every single narrative essentially. They are very busy and they are used and they are trusted and they are popular. All those things are really going to help out this bull run for how well it can perform and really far beyond just, we'll call it Q4 of 25 or Q1 of 26. So I'm just going to list a couple of things that I'm incredibly bullish about with HBAR, and we could list a lot more. So if anything gets you really excited about Hedera that I do not talk about today, put it down in the comments below. Let's see how many things we can list about it. Otherwise, let's just kind of just jump right in, shall we? So my first big point, I guess I already kind of said, but let's piggyback it on a little bit. It is the most versatile crypto out there. I've said that in a couple of videos, and I really don't think it's arguable, right? I mean, it's not even what it in theory could do, it's what it's doing, right? It is doing more variety of things than any other crypto company, and I would love to hear a solid argument against it. I mean, it's in tokenization of a lot of things. It's in tokenization of gold and wine, which is a big one. It's getting into CBDCs. It has helped out with satellites and communications. It's helped out with karate combat. It is being used by military. It is being used by food and beverage companies. It's in AI. It's helping out with the AI in NVIDIA and Intel chips. It's looking at being used for identity. It might end up being what's going to be chosen for future US voting to prove identity for voting purposes, to theoretically cut down on what that fiasco can end up being. But Hedera is used by so many things. So when it comes to versatility, and it's damn good at all of it, Hedera's around for a long fucking time, guys. Their governing council, which if you've spent 20 minutes researching HBAR, you should know about the governing council, right? It's the other heavy hitters that pretty much help direct HBAR into what is it doing, where's it going to go. And though there's not a legitimate full rule that if you're a governing council member, you have to use a HBAR, but they all kind of do. And there are up to about 30 of them, and just like some of them, Google, IBM, Dell, Ubisoft, LG, Shinhan Bank. I'm sure I just added way too many syllables to that one. Boeing, Aberdeen, huge multi-billion-dollar companies are involved of paving the direction of where Hedera is going. Not to mention all the network connections that makes. When I learned about the governing council a couple of years ago, that's what got me into HBAR. That's when I knew that this is going to be a good investment. And over time studying, I learned about how good of one it ends up being. This is a piggyback one with Chainlink, but they work together. Chainlink with their Oracle system is phenomenal and is going to be phenomenal help with HBAR, with everything from tokenization to a lot with the digital identity stuff. I'm very confident about that. If you get some CBDCs, because now it's opening up interoperability much easier for HBAR. And Chainlink and HBAR are right side by side in several different projects, and they can be used a lot more together. And having other large trusted crypto companies working with, never a bad thing, right? And so when one does well, it helps the other one. You got a lot of multitude investors that are in both. It's just a great partnership that they end up having. And Chainlink Labs, by the way, is also a governing council member. The fact that Hedera is into the AI space a little bit is a big deal. It just opens up the doors for everything else it can do, right? It sets a precedent for being used in high GPU computers and just integrates itself in a completely different way. Not to mention then that hops in with Nvidia and Intel, which are pretty effing big companies if you weren't aware. And they have used Hedera and Hbar by name in things like press conferences. And the more people hear about something, the more they can, well, you can't buy something if you haven't heard about it. And when you have companies like people listen to what NVIDIA has to say, and they mention something like Hbar, it increases the interest and popularity because popularity is what crypto is about, specifically in terms of a bull run of how high can the price go. Next is the spot ETFs. So this one, I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year before alt season really kicks in. I don't know. I know there's been a couple of ETFs filed. They haven't really made full progression through the SEC yet. And there's ETFs that are going to get launched before HBAR. Don't get me wrong. I'm full HBAR bull, but we're going to see an XRP ETF first, probably a Solana and Litecoin ETF first, maybe even a freaking Doge one. Who knows? But HBAR is on the way with several others. And we don't need the ETF to be announced for it to really drive prices up. I mean, it doesn't have to be released for it to drive prices up. Long term, awesome, no concerns. But if they just announce it's going to the next step at the right time, prices will surge. What I mean by this is, let's say in 2 months from now, we're in alt season because that's realistic. All right. I think it's realistic. If you don't, just go with me with the idea of the example that we're in alt season. And then if it gets announced, hey, the HBAR ETF has been passed through the SEC, it's going to start on this date. People are going to try to front run it. They're going to buy and prices go up. A lot of Wall Street keeps an eye on which crypto goes into ETFs because now that's what they understand. And it brings a whole new demographic of investors in, which is a shit ton more money, like saying ETFs. HBAR has incredibly high and rapidly growing TVL. A lot of stable coins are coming onto it. And this is also a big deal because with stable coins, that's money. That's stuff that can get locked in, that can help with staking, with rewards, with future projects. There's over $215 million of just stable coins sitting on Hedera to be used. That's significant. We just want money that's coming in through a company. Because when money comes through and circulates, that causes revenue. We like seeing that in companies. It also shows that there's just constant growth, right? It's a clear sign as there's more stable coins, USDC, for example, that shows up on a blockchain. It lets you know people are using it. It's got real world use, which we like to see, right? I mean, a crypto doesn't have to be useful to surge in price. Look at memes. But it's certainly a hype builder, and certain investors look for that kind of stuff. And Hedera has done very well with that. But if we end up having American crypto as a narrative, which we might, I'm not sold on it right now because that whole concept has kind of died off. I mean, there hasn't been too much conversation recently about U.S. crypto having tax breaks, so to speak. But HBAR would definitely fit into there. And there's a decent chance it could be used actually to help promote it being used as an American crypto reserve. It's been talked about for it. Not the most likely one, but it's up there as a possibility. We'll definitely piggyback onto it. Not to mention, one of the other many things it does is it's in the ISO narrative as a banking coin, so to speak. So even if this is the benefit of it being in so many narratives, is that we end up having cycles of narratives go, right? Like gaming might go, RWAs might go, DeFi might go, and being like the main one that surges for a couple of days or a week. And Hedera's in damn near every single one, including the American crypto narrative. So if there's any announcements about, oh, we're pushing forward, talking about stopping short or long-term capital gains, Hedera will benefit from it. When there's announced about more ISO regulations, assuming it's in the positive, Hedera will benefit from it. When they talk about just filling the blank on all these narratives, Some of them, like AI, I don't think it's actually going to bump from that one, though it's in there. Just so many ways it can increase just because it does so many things and it fits so many genres. And the American crypto one, if that ends up happening, that's going to be timed very timely, we'll call it, by President Trump. Very confident on that one, where they might make an announcement at the time that suits the market or their pockets best. So keep an eye out on that one, because I think that's going to be a real thing too. So, what do you think is very bullish about HBAR? What is your favorite thing about it? Is there anything that actually turned you off to where you didn't want to invest in HBAR? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for being here. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.